Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And today we are starting on the carbon fiber swim deck outboard bracket project. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
All right, so first off, I want to apologize. Last video was kind of a cluster and just all over the place, but just to give you an update, we did get everything pulled out of the inside of the boat. As you can see, the T-top, the console, and the helm chair. Yes, they look like crap, but we're refinishing everything. I got the motor pulled off. I have it covered up because you know how Florida weather is. And this is what we're starting with. So here's the outboard bracket. We've got a lot of work to do. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna finish pulling the rigging and pulling it through the hole right there. That way we have a clean, fresh surface. And basically, I need to remove this swim deck. But as you can see, that bolt right there goes underneath there. So it's kind of pain in the butt. And since we're gonna be cutting it anyways, I think I'm gonna just make this cut here. Open this up since we have to do that anyways. And then we'll pull this little platform off. I'll take a jack and jack this up a little bit just so we got some pressure on the bottom side, because what we're gonna be doing is basically cutting this outboard bracket like that. So let's get started. I'll put you guys on a time lapse, and when we get to the measuring, marking our points, and get into the cut work, I'll go ahead and explain more. All right, so most of the cutting is done. We got that little swim platform off of the port side. So I have this 1-inch pine that's gonna basically be the base of the swim platform. Well, it'll have 3/4 marine ply, but this will be the piece that goes around that'll get shaped, and you know, it's like that overhang that you see on swim brackets. And basically what's gonna happen is this is going to be centered with that bolt right there, and we're gonna cut just shy of that bolt to where this piece will fit like that and reuse that bolt hole, and then the top part of the marine ply will go over top of it. So I'm gonna mark up 1 inch, get this thing centered on the boat, everything, and basically get it marked out before we cut it, get everything measured, you know, check thrice before cutting. All right, we got all our measurements laid out. Everything is even from side to side. I don't know if you guys can really see it. So if you're doing this yourself, or basically if you want to know how swim platforms are built, it's kind of easier with our project because we have the outboard bracket already on the boat. So we know basically where it needs to be bottom wise, and we're going to be reusing those bolts on the bottom so it'll mount up to the OEM location. But what you want to do is, you can see it's kind of even, but actually on a swim platform, you almost want it to go down a little bit. I don't even know if you can tell the degree of angle, but basically it's almost like a 1 to 2 degree going down on the swim bracket. Now that everything's marked out, even, good to go, now we're gonna start cutting. All right, we finally got it. After a lot of persuasion with the oscillating tool, the skill saw, the Thor and the chisel, we finally got it. So now you guys can see basically what we're going for. Now I'm going to show you guys how to build this up structurally as well, just so you don't have to worry about like, oh, it's just a piece of plywood on top. No, it's not going to be like that. We're actually going to gusset this. So we're going to put, it's like a 1x6 of some marine ply in here and kind of build this up flat, because we're not using any hardware on this. We're just going to be using 3M 5200 on adjoining all of the wood together and bonding that to the fiberglass. And then in any of the joints, you know, where the plywood is going to sit on top of that, any of the joints where it'll be touching that plywood there, basically the stringers on the inside, all of this stuff, it'll also get some carbon fiber filler like you would with a Cabasil and a polyester resin. We're going to do the same thing, but with chopped carbon and epoxy resin. So we're actually going to be filling that in. But I'm glad I did this, because there was a lot of rot. You know, it's old school technology, so it's marine ply, if that's what they used, and then layers and layers and layers of fiberglass. But you can see we got some delamination here, and then here on these radiuses that should be attached to the transom, and it's not. So we've got a lot of cleaning up to do. So we're gonna start templating this out. Here's what I've done. I've shaved about a 1/2 inch to a 3/4 inch. I mean, it's about 3/4, but I took that bolt out, so it's coming away from the boat just a slight hair. I don't know if you could see that, probably about 1/8 of an inch. So I cut it a little over, just so we can rotate it where we want. But I've done that on both sides. So the bolt will go through there, and once everything is, you know, resin together and structurally one part, this will just be twice as strong having that bolt go through the original and the new swim bracket. So it was a big pain in the ass, but definitely worth it. So now I have exactly 1 inch on both sides. Don't worry about the lines, because I've measured from the top cap down, and that is perfectly, like the boat's on the trailer, so it might not be perfectly level. So I measured it from the top cap, and it is money. So what I'm gonna do is now I'm going to literally keep that exactly where it's at, and I'm gonna drill 2 holes on both sides, as well as the original hole that's there. I may drill 2 more here. That's gonna be the finalization, how it's mounted. But for right now, I just wanna secure it. So I'm probably gonna go and just drill all of the holes, how it's gonna bolt to the transom. That way we know it's exactly right. All of our measurements are money. It's not gonna move, and then we can build on from there. All right, guys, this is what we've got done. We got a lot of work done. I'm not gonna try to pile this into an hour-long video. I like to keep my videos 10 to 20 minutes to actually teach you something and not bore you. So I'm gonna end the video here. Subscribe if you're not already, just so you can stay tuned and see how this thing turns out. Just wanna show you guys, we have the other 1x I cut some 1x's down just to make some shims. You know, we're gonna build those trusses and everything, but I want everything to be straight. I want everything to be money with the measurements, but it is coming together. Now just imagine there's a giant platform right here, all molded in, and then time lapse. No, I'm just kidding. And then, you know, wish it could be done. No, but it's hard work. It's tedious work. But the biggest thing is you don't need really any special tools. I mean, it's glorified carpentry work. And then you guys have already watched the videos, so you see how we do the resins and the composites. So it's a mixture of both. Don't stress yourself out. Definitely follow along, and we'll show you the mess ups and anything that happens on our journey while we're building our projects. Thank you guys so much for watching. If it taught you something, give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you on the next one.